Hey there, Chris here. Today I want to talk about a microphone. It is a Cardioid dynamic USB XLR microphone, a HD300 series by MAONO. And I'm pretty excited about this microphone, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about it today. And we are using it in this review so that you can hear what it sounds like. This is shot directly into my FX3. I don't plan on adjusting the sound level or the sound audio once I've made this video because I actually don't have time to do it. I'm shooting in my FX3 with a LUT applied, and I'm probably just going to use the proxy file to upload this video. This is the microphone. It is plugged into my audio handle on my FX3 via the XLR input. You can hear me moving this microphone around. It has a shock mount on it, and actually, I mean, it's really, yeah, it's really pretty good. It has a pop filter here on the front. I mean, normally you wouldn't be like talking directly into it like this, but that's what it sounds like. I can turn this on. Pop filter works pretty good. Not super pretty for a pop filter, but I'm pretty happy with the shock mount. I mean, as far as like me tapping the table and you hearing anything, I mean, this is directly on the microphone. This is on the table. This is on the stand. I'm pretty happy with that. In the microphone itself, there's 3 connection points that are pretty important. You have an XLR output. You have a USB-C. That's going to be like kind of like an input and an output. We'll talk about that in a second. And also you have a 3.5 millimeter monitoring output, which is also pretty nice as well. You're hearing it right now. Like, this is kind of raw audio, but I think that it has a pretty decent low end, so it's a little bit of a deep sound. I really like that, especially for my voice. I can adjust that here on the side of my camera. Here's where the low end is like removed. Not quite as nice sounding to me, but it does cut out like the refrigerator, at least some of it. You can hear the refrigerator there. Okay, but if I add it, there you hear some more of the refrigerator, but I really like this deep sound. I did this in my kitchen. The environment is not very great for making a podcast or a video or anything, but I just wanted to test it out. Everybody else is throughout the house right now. I just had a free moment and I decided that I would give it a shot. This microphone comes with a bunch of different pieces. Okay, first piece is the stand. The stand is pretty heavy. I have to say it's decent. You can extend it a little bit, not a whole lot, but I mean, it's the difference between here where I can like sing or talk, or I can move it down even lower. I mean, I didn't want to have to buy a stand and a microphone, so getting this stand makes it so that I don't have to like just run out and buy a stand for my microphone or one of those boom arms or something. So this can work for my application at the moment. The stand itself, the base is made of, it feels like a steel, yeah, cast iron or something like that, and cast steel or whatever that is. Pretty heavy, but I think that there's also some space here that you could add some more weight to it if you wanted to. It doesn't feel like it's going to get knocked over at all, the way that it's set up at this point. And you can also adjust the angle of the neck depending on your application. On the microphone itself, there is volume control buttons, and you can use these to control the volume in your phone or on your computer. It doesn't actually affect any of the decibels that are coming out of the microphone. So if I touch the buttons here, you can hear the buttons there. And it also has a power button here. Hear me? Now you can't hear me when I turn it off. I don't really like the power button. I think that's kind of unnecessary, but I guess it's handy just in case you want to reach there and turn it off. But the power button, sorry, the volume up and down buttons, they are only useful if you're using this microphone for Zoom, or if you're using it for Skype or Messenger or OBS or something like that. You can control the volume level of the output of your device. And so as you're monitoring the audio in your headphones, you can hear the volume go up and down based on the volume control buttons, but it doesn't actually affect any of the volume control of the microphone itself. That is independently adjusted within your different audio device. So this one is an H6 Zoom, one of my favorite audio devices I've ever used. You can plug in with this application, you can plug in 4 different XLR microphones. So if you wanted to, you could actually plug in 4 of these HD300 MAONO microphones, and you could have a podcast. You could put the Zoom right here in the middle of the table, and you could have a podcast at the table, make a radio podcast or something. So it can be controlled by the XLR. So I tried it. I think there's 24 and 48 volts, and right now, currently in my camera, the FX3, I think it's using, what is it using? 48 volts. So it's using 48 volts. But as far as the USB-C cable, that one uses 5 volts to power this microphone if you're going to use it on OBS or any application within the computer or the telephone. On the telephone, you can plug your USB-C directly to this microphone without using any phantom power. I mean, just directly from the camera of your phone. It's going to record, like whenever I hit record on my Note device, it says recording using the audio that is connected to your phone. So anyways, you can record directly, and that is kind of like an auto function. So it records your audio based on the phone settings. I mean, I guess there's other programs that you can use to adjust the audio manually, but normally in the phone it's just going to use it as an auto recording function. Within OBS, you can adjust the settings for this microphone. And as far as I know, as many USB plugins as you have, you can plug in that many microphones and be able to shoot like a podcast, like I said. So now it's a little bit more quieter here in my kitchen. There's cars driving by, my windows are open, and you can't really hear much of anything. So this Cardioid dynamic USB XLR microphone is really, really good. And like I said, I really like the sound. I mean, of course, you can see the difference between, where I am speaking into the microphone. If I'm closer or if I'm farther away, you can hear the difference between the voice and even the low end. It sounds a lot better when I'm much closer, but then you can hear all my breath too. But it's really good because they have a pop filter here, so you can hear the pop filter is really good for what it is. And so this microphone comes, like I said, with the stand. It comes with the shock mount. It comes with the microphone itself, which has 3 connections: XLR, USB-C, as well as a 3.5 millimeter jack to monitor your audio. If you're savvy, you can use all 3. You can use all 3 of those connections to get 3 different audio signals. So you can plug into your computer with the USB-C. You can plug into your camera with the XLR, or with the 3.5 millimeter jack. You can also plug in as well and adjust the sound accordingly with your with the audio functions within your camera. So the stand, the shock mount, the microphone, the pop filter, like I said, not super cool looking at all, but I mean what you're hearing is great. That's exactly what you need. It comes with an XLR cord, and the XLR cord looks like it's about 6 feet long. I guess I can look at that and see. Yeah, I don't see what it says, but the XLR cord's about 6 feet long. And it also comes with a pretty decently long USB cord. It's the old USB to USB-C. And that's kind of a bummer because actually what I'm using right now for most things is USB-C to USB-C. But that's okay. So I've got a lot of USB-C to USB-C cords that I can plug from this microphone directly to my Mac M1, my MacBook Pro M1, and I can use it directly into OBS. And I've used it to record screen videos, screenshot videos with QuickTime, and you can use it in many other functions just straight to your computer. Wow, so amazing. Apparently, they're working right now on a podcasting microphone. I mean, this one doesn't really strike me as a podcasting microphone. I don't know what they're saying that it can be used for here, but the sound is really nice. So I think it can be used for any application that you want like that. But they're making a podcasting microphone, the really cool style podcasting microphone, kind of like the Shure style podcasting microphone. And it's also going to have USB, and it's going to have XLR function, and maybe even it's going to have a monitor out. You can check that out probably on the MAONO website or something. And anyways, right now this one here is selling on Amazon.com. It's $64.99 price immediately, and then you can see that they have a 10% discount if you click the coupon. I was always afraid of the coupons when they first came out, but turns out I got this one for less than $60. I'm pretty happy with it, and I mean, it makes a really good sound. I'm in my kitchen. I'm using light from the window, the fading light of the afternoon. It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and in the background, I just have some lights in my kitchen, and this is just a simple setup. I don't have a tripod. My camera is actually on a teacup. Yep, that's right, a teacup. Taking it pretty easy. I just want to make it pretty simple. This is something that you can use in your application pretty simply, and this is an amazing microphone for someone who doesn't have like a really big setup. If you can only use your Android phone, great. You can use this microphone, plug it in, start recording immediately. There's no setup. If you want to use this microphone for a Zoom call on your computer, plug it in. You have the options of USB-A, or if you want to, you can get a USB-C to USB-C cord, plug it right in. All you have to do in Mac, you have to go to System Preferences, and you have to choose. Well, I guess you don't have to go in System Preferences, but you have to choose in each application, you have to choose the input microphone. And this one's going to show up as a dynamic microphone, dynamic XLR microphone or something. And you just choose that. You can use it for Skype, Messenger. You can use it for OBS. You can use it for your Zoom meetings. In fact, you don't even have to have it really close to yourself. And I think maybe I said earlier, but you can actually position it in a way that it's not even seen in your in your TV or in your video or whatever. But if you don't mind it being seen, then actually it's pretty good. So if you're teaching online, or if you're having a meeting, or if you're having an important phone call and you want to be heard very well in your meeting, this is a great microphone to use because it has like zero latency or very low latency through the computer, and people will be able to hear you really clear and really nice. In fact, they're going to think that you're like a professional at doing it. And if you use digital mirrorless camera, you can also make it look really good too with that. So anyways, that's it for the MAONO Dynamic XLR microphone. It's a HD300 series, $64.99 on Amazon.com. And right now they're having a 10% coupon, so you're going to get it less than $60 delivered, especially if you have Prime. So I think it's a great option. Give it a shot. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're interested, and maybe I'll tell you about these headphones next. These headphones are amazing.